putting forth your position, that needs to wait.
Okay, I don't need open statement.
Okay,
At
Mr.
this
Trevino,
time,
do you wish to make an opening statement?
No, sir, the state wishes to go ahead and proceed with questioning.
And is that okay with you, Mr. McNick?
Of course.
Okay. Mr. Trevino, I'm going to presume, since Officer Reyes is sitting there patiently, that he is your witness.
Yes, sir, that is correct.
He's already been sworn in, so you may proceed to question him. Oh, one more thing, Mr. McNick.
Sir.
You have the right to cross-examine Officer Reyes regarding his testimony. Try not to testify on your own behalf at that time, because you have an absolute right to remain silent. You don't have to say a word, because the burden of proof is entirely on the state to be able to prove their case if they're able to do so. So if you're questioning Officer Reyes, I would just caution you, try not to testify. If you wish to testify at the conclusion of the state's evidence, then you may testify, although again, you do not have to say a word in your own defense. You got all that?
Good advice. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Mr. Trevino, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Reyes, if you will, for the record, state your name, occupation, and length of time at your occupation.
My name is Jesus Reyes. I work as a police officer for Live Oak Police Department. I've been a police officer for over 4 years now.
Okay. And you are certified by the state?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And as an officer, is part of your training including judging and assessing speed?
Yes, traffic.
Okay. And also as part of your training, have you received training as to the operation of the radar unit in your vehicle?
Yes, ma'am, when I was in the police academy.
Okay. And were you on duty on the night of May 18th, approximately or close to 11 o'clock in the evening?
Yes, ma'am.
And what were your duties on that night?
On that night, as a patrol officer, our job is to patrol the streets, observe traffic violations, conduct traffic stops, respond to calls, investigate those calls for whatever they could be.
And on May 18th of 2020, did you encounter the defendant?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you identify the defendant for the judge?
He's Corey, and the Zoom is his handle is Corey's iPad.
Gotcha. And where did you encounter the defendant at?
It was first at the intersection of 35 South Axis and Top Round Road.
Okay. And is that location within the city limits of the city of Live Oak, Bexar County,
Yeah.
Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And was the defendant operating a motor vehicle at the time you encountered him?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall what type of vehicle he was operating at that time?
A green Mercedes.
Okay. And that vehicle was not an authorized emergency vehicle, regular
No.
passenger?
No.
Okay. And what is the speed at that location?
40 miles an hour.
Okay. And what was it that first brought your attention to the defendant?
So it was around 11 o'clock, so there wasn't that much traffic on Top Rowan. I believe he was the only car I saw. I was coming down on the access road, and he was going on Top Rowan, which would be going across from me, from my left to my right. As I came over the hill, I noticed that the vehicle appeared to be traveling at a high rate of speed. And then that's when I turned on Top Rowan to get behind the vehicle. And then I activated my radar system, switched it to the same direction, which means that the radar will calculate the speed of the person in front of me that's traveling at the same direction in front of me.
And how many times would you estimate that you operate the radar in a given day?
Every day at work, I operate that radar.
And the radar that you use, do y'all test that before you go out on shift?
Yes, ma'am.
And so after you made your visual estimation of speed and began operating your radar, what speed was noted by your radar?
The radar indicated he was going 58 miles an hour.
Okay. Was there anything that would have
Where was the
interfered
radar?
with your
Where
radar?
was the radar? Where was the radar at? What location was that at?
Okay, Mr. Magnick, let the prosecutor finish with her examination, then you can cross-examine him, all right?
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine, that's fine. You're not used to doing this, so that's,
No, okay, I'll
well,
wait.
fortunately, you're not used to doing this, so that's a good
Yeah.
thing.
That's true. Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
Officer Reyes, was there anything that might have interfered with your radar as you were operating it?
No, ma'am.
All right. Okay, so at such time that you picked up the speed of 58 miles per hour, what actions did you take next?
I had to catch up to the vehicle, so I activated my emergency lights in order to make up that distance between us.
Okay. And once you made the stop and had the defendant pulled over, did he indicate anything to you?
He indicated, I asked him if there's emergencies, if he was in a rush for anything. He said no. I asked him what he thought the speed limit was. He said he thought it was 50. I asked him if he lives in this area. He said right up the street. I asked him how long he's lived in that area. He said for 10 years. So I would assume if you lived somewhere for 10 years, you know the speed limits around your home.
Okay. Officer, since the stop and preparing for this to give your testimony today, is there anything that's come to your attention that would allow the defendant to exceed the speed limit?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And Officer Reyes, based on your training and experience and observations, what official action did you take next?
I gave him a citation for speeding, 58 and a 40.
Officer Reyes, were you able to record the incident?
Yes.
Okay. And what type of recording was used when you made that recording?
Dash cam and shoot my body camera as well.
Okay. Were you able to watch those recordings in order to prepare for today?
Yes, I watched the dash cam.
Okay. And was the incident as shown on the DVD as you recall it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Was there anything that indicated to you that the DVD had been altered in any manner?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Your Honor, the state requests to enter DVD video as state's exhibit number 1 and publish that for the court.
Okay, Mr. Magnick, do you have any objection to my seeing the dash cam?
No, it's fine.
Okay, let's publish the dash cam and I'll take a look at it.
Your Honor, give me just a moment. I'm going to do the share screen. All right. Are y'all able to see a video screen?
Yes, ma'am.
I am.
be stopping there at Top One.
Hello, my name's Officer Ray Lyman, Police Department. Reason the vehicle is pulled over, but you go about 58 miles an hour on Top One. Do you know what the speed limit is there, sir?
What? No, it's around. Peter Road.
So I was on the feeder road. You were coming up from underneath 35. Do you know what the speed limit is there, sir?
It's coming from 35
Okay, okay. Do you know what the speed limit is on Top One? Right there?
miles an hour.
No, it's 40. And you were going 58. Can I see your driver's license, sir?
Yeah,
Do you live here?
yeah, they're right here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Are you on any kind of medication right now, sir? Okay.
Pretty damn officer.
How
I
long you
said
been
same
here?
thing. 10 years.
10 years? And you thought the speed limit was 50?
Yes, coming on. So you're saying when I get on my 35, I go top lane, I go straight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going 50 miles an hour.
You're going 58. Can I see your driver's license, sir? All right, thank you.
Got my,
Knights Haven,
here,
that's on here?
50 years, first 10 years.
Okay, all right, I'll be right back. Sir, were you in any type of rush for anything?
So I just take it home because I have a generator here.
Uh-huh.
So it's out and I feel like.
Okay, all right. I noticed you did slow down when I got behind you. Did your radar go off when I got behind you? Okay, all right, we're right back. Went off a long time ago. What he said. Six on you. 0102 8129 0102 8129 court. I got the insurance, sir. Everything is good. What's a good phone number for you, sir?
210.
Okay. Okay. No, that's okay. Do me a favor. Stand right there. Stand Mission McGill. It's a promise to appear for the court. Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine, sir. In our system, it showed that it was fine, okay? All right, so this is going to be the date for the court, June 16 at 1:30. I'm going to circle the address and the phone number if you have any questions, okay? Here's your copy. All right, sir, here's your driver's license. All right, so remember, it's 40 right there, okay? All right, sir, have a good night, drive safe.
Judge, was there any portions of that that you needed to review?
I'd like to see the very beginning of it, please.
Yes, sir.
Probably just the first 40 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, depending what he does, so we removed it. Okay. Brain that kind of thing on that. All right, have a good day, sir.
Show the speed with your too.
Henry Tom Frank, 1892. Henry Frank, 1892. Black, Mercedes.
Okay, that's all I needed.
Yes, sir.
But Mr. Micknick, is there more that you want to say of that video?
Yes, sir. A couple of questions.
Well, yeah, you get to ask your questions here in just a second.
Yes, sir.
All right, Officer Reyes, is there any additional information that you think the judge needs to be made aware of regarding this traffic stop?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, the state does pass the witness.
And Mr. Micknick, at this time, you're able to ask the officer any questions you'd like to ask him. Please remember, try not to testify yourself so that we don't get into a jam and the prosecutor starts objecting and I'll have to sustain the objection. So just confine your questions to issues related to his testimony.
Oh, sorry. Can you tell me the spot you radar my car, my speed?
You know, so as my car is going up the hill, as I crest over the hill, you can see your lights in front of me. That's when I turned on the same direction of my radar.
You're on the opposite side?
Opposite side of what?
You're opposite of the highway? When I was coming off to 35?
No.
Top of
When
my road?
I got behind you, or when I went over the hill, not coming down the hill. So when I already made a right turn and I went up the hill.
You're on top one now, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, no, it's incorrect because I came this way. I know the speed is 40. I said 50 because I'm a Parkinson's person. It's hard for us to get through to people like I'm doing now. Everybody jumps into my conversation. I can't defend myself properly.
Okay, Mr. McNick, so hang on a second. You're still moving around and you're cutting in and out. I can't.
Well, it's
can
hard.
hear
For me, like my Parkinson's is acting up because of this. So, Officer Reyes, so how did you radar me there when I went all the way back and you pulled me over all the way down to the subdivision?
So
I was-
you were in front of me as I was coming over the hill on Topper Wine. My radar was on, and it's in the condition that it's going to calculate the speed of the person in front of me, which is what I explained earlier, in the same direction. And you were in front of me. You can see your headlights, and you can see your brake lights turn on when I go over that hill, and that's when I did it.
Of course, I was going down the hill and I let off on brakes to slow down. I was going too fast on the hill.
So a speed limit
Everybody-
doesn't apply on a hill?
Yes, it does. Of course it does. I'm trying to get on brake time. I know you're behind me. I'm not stupid. Because you guys do this all the time. It's just harassment. It's harassment.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'll sustain the objection. Yeah, Mr. McNick, again, this is not your time to set forth your position. This is the time for you to question the officer regarding his testimony.
So, Officer Reyes, so you radared me when I come over the hill when it was switched to live oak. Am I correct?
I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. So you radared me after the car dealership on the side of us. It's empty and full, empty and full. So
No,
we're right there.
my radar got you before you made that curve to the right. Like I said, your headlights, you can clearly see your headlights in front of me as I'm going over the hill, and that's when I got you.
And I said, okay, it's possible. No way, because what's taking so long to get me to stop all the way down the road into my subdivision?
So
It took so long. And then nobody, you said
what
there's no
what took
traffic.
so long was I had to go 75 miles an hour to catch up to you because you were going so fast. And then you
That's
turned
wrong.
on your hazard
You have no-
lights
You have,
and
you
you
have no proof of
continued
that.
driving and you did not pull over.
Mr.
I
McNick,
put my hazard lights on because you're behind me to show I am stopping, and because I obeyed you as the officer, and I will never disrespect you. But I'm come on, there's only 2 cars on the road. Can't we go speeding away from you? I would never do that. It's not the kind of person I am. The person I am is this is wrong. What's going on here? I just totally disagree with this ticket. This is wrong. I know the speed limit. I do it all the time. I can't afford to get tickets because I have all my doctor bills. It's too expensive for me. But I get pulled over so many times in Live Oak and just for stupid things. And I'm getting just fed up with it. Pulling over with my light bulb was broken in my tail light. He could have said thank you, but no, it was a ticket. I'm just tired of it. This is not you. I went over the top on this one. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I do nothing wrong.
Your Honor, at this time, the state is going to enter an objection as there doesn't seem to be a question there.
Mr. McNick, that's what I was trying to caution you about. You know, you're really putting forth your position, but you're testifying and therefore giving up your right to remain silent. So and if that's your intent, then that's fine.
I don't
But-
want to remain silent. I want to talk to Sally for this done. It's been almost 2 years, and this is ridiculous.
Actually, it's been a year, sir, I
A
believe.
year. My apologies.
Actually, a year, a week ago.
Yeah. So I'm not guilty of this ticket. I didn't do anything. I'm not speeding, and he came down the hill and said I was speeding. No, it's wrong.
Okay.
100% wrong.
Do you have any other questions, Officer Reyes?
No.
Okay. Mr. Trevino, do you have any other questions of Officer Reyes?
No, Your Honor, the state does rest.
Okay. Now, Mr. McNick, at this time, if you wish to make a statement, again, I need for you to light somewhere because you're moving all around and it's very difficult for me to hear. I don't know whether I'm presuming you're on your cell phone and the cell phone's moving in and out from your face, so it's difficult for me to hear. But if you'd like to make a statement at this time, you may do so. And then Ms. Trevino has the right to cross-examine you regarding your testimony.
I'll rest. I'm okay.
You're what, I'm sorry?
I'm okay. I don't need more questions.
No, it's not a question. I understand you don't have any other questions of the officer. Do you wish to make your own statement?
No.
No? Okay.
No, thank you.
Anything further from either side?
No, Your Honor. The state has entered its testimony from Officer Reyes and State's Exhibit Number 1. The state has proven or has shown that the defendant was speeding 58 and 40 miles an hour. The defendant was not an emergency vehicle. The defendant was not authorized by any other emergency source to be speeding or traveling at that rate of speed. And the state does ask for a finding of guilty and leaves the assessment of any punishment to the court's good discretion.
Hey, Ms. McNick, your comment about being harassed by the Live Oak Police Department drew
Absolutely.
my attention, and I've just checked and it looks like you've been stopped one other time, and both of those cases were ultimately dismissed.
Right. Also, he didn't
that's
mark
in
the
recent-
subject down, sir.
That's in recent history.
Okay, sir. May I ask you? May I ask him?
No,
I get pulled with my wife in the car for 4 miles an hour, or just 4. That's
Just-
what they're doing it.
Ms. McNick, we're not talking about what your wife did. We're talking about these cases. And based on your comment, I wanted to see if there was a valid basis for your comment that you have been continually harassed by the Live Oak Police Department. So that's the only reason I pulled that up. It certainly has no bearing on this case, but it just goes to the what's happening here.
Rain, not now, right?
No, sir, you don't want to join a breakout room.
So no,
Not-
not now.
I'm not sure what's happening there,
Me either.
but
So the only thing I understand, sir, I'm sorry, is if I pulled over with my wife in the car, kids in the car, they never give me warnings. They just tell me, get this fixed, get this fixed. Every time I say something, and never get to say what I want to say because it cuts me off. I can't speak. Like I speak very hard. So I'm trying the best I can to do this, and I know that I was not involved with this ticket. I know I wasn't. If 4 miles catch up to me, I'm going for it. It's ridiculous.
well, it may be ridiculous, Mr. McNick, but you admitted on the video that you thought the speed limit was 50 miles an hour. And now you're telling me that you know it's 40 miles an hour.
I
And
was under a little pressure. Do you
Well-
guys ever deal with Parkinson people? You guys have seen that people, they get nervous? I was quite nervous when he came out there. Nothing against Mr. Reyes, Officer Reyes, nothing against him. It's when I get my start shaking, my hands start everything. Just the way of saying it.
I
That was
understand,
40,
I understand people get nervous when they're pulled over by a police officer.
not people, Parkinson people.
I have that same nervousness, but the fact that your statement was against your own interest. Based on that, and plus the officer's testimony and the fact that there was no controversy regarding the operation of his radar unit, I'm going to enter a finding of guilt. the fine and court cost are going to be $274.60. I'm sorry, $264.60. You have the right to appeal this decision, Mr. McNick. I don't expect you to be happy with it, but
No, that's gonna change anyway. It's gonna be the same
Well-
thing. I'll get pulled over again. I guarantee it.
well, if you are breaking the law, I would hope that the police officers were pulling you over.
Breaking-
If you're
breaking
not
the law
breaking- If you're not
Breaking the
breaking,
law.
if you're not breaking the law, then it certainly would not justify them pulling you over. I don't think that, I know the officers here, they do make mistakes. I've found many of them against them many times. But in this case, I believe the evidence proved guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Is there a way I can see the radar gun?
I'm not the most popular judge around here because I do hold their feet to the fire and require them to prove or offer testimony which substantiates the allegation. If they don't prove that allegation, then I find for the defendant. In this case, I think that the evidence substantiated the finding of guilt. So be a $264.60 fine. You have the right to appeal this decision. Mr. McNick, if you do that, though, since we are what they call a court of record, there are several legal hoops that you have to jump through in order.
I know my dad's an attorney. I know all this stuff. I just didn't want to get involved in this stuff. It's something I was doing wrong, but you're the boss over there, and I respect your decision. So if you say that I did it, and it's fine. Radar gun showing I did it, but it won't show it. But you say I did it. You're the boss. No disrespect to you or Officer Reyes.
Okay. Well, Mr. McNick, I want you to provide the court clerk, although we probably already have it. You live on Knights Haven.
Yes, sir. 6911 nights.
They will mail you some paperwork. You've got 30 days to pay that amount unless you elect to appeal the case. But they will send you some paperwork so that you know exactly what your obligations are.
Oh, man. 264 plus the ticket too, right?
No, $264.60 is the total.
Okay. You transfer me now, I pay it now, or you want me to come to it later? For tomorrow.
I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't hear you.
I'm sorry. I get paid it now, or you want me to come to the office tomorrow and I get paid?
Whatever you'd prefer to do, Mr. McNick. Since you're not in town,
Yeah, my mother-in-law's birthday, she wanted to come to the casino.
well, you can just come in tomorrow and take care of it.
Okay, we'll do so. Australia, apologize if I would get angry with you. I was not getting with none of you guys. I was just a little upset.
Well, again, you're cutting out pretty bad, but I get the general gist of what you're saying. So
Yeah, I'm
good
not
for you.
mad at nobody. I'm thanking you guys for everything you do, and Australia, thank you for helping our city too.
Drive carefully, and you're always welcome to drop by just to say hi. But
I
I don't
sure will.
want to see you in court again.
No, I don't want to. No, I'll stay home.
Okay. Well, you take care of yourself. You can leave the meeting now.
Okay, thank you guys. Take care.
Okay, drive careful, sir. Thank you.
Bye.